What's up everyone, Patrick here, welcome back. Moving on to the next question, we have to find the equation of the line that goes through the points 5 and 1, and then -1 and 4. And we have to find the equation of that line in standard form. And then after we get the equation of that line, we have to find where would that line and the line 3x minus y plus 6 equals 0 intersect. So there's going to be two parts to this question. So the first part, let's find the equation. Now, to find the equation of a line, y equals mx plus b. Well, actually, they want it in standard form, but I'm first going to put it into y equals mx plus b form, then I'll convert it to standard form. So to find this equation, let's first find the slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And if it's going through these 2 points here, let's have this be x2, y2, and then this would be x1, y1. So we'll have y2 minus y1, 4 minus 1, over -1 minus 5. So we would end up with 3 over -6, which is -1 over 2. So we'll have y equals -1 over 2x plus b. And then what we could do is we can plug in either one of these points and solve for the b value. I'm going to plug in this point. So I'll have 4 equals -1 over 2 times -1 plus b. So we'll have 4 equals +1 over 2 plus b. So we would end up with 4 minus 1 over 2, which would be 3.5. So it would be like 8 over 2 minus 1 over 2. So we would end up with 7 over 2, equaling the b value. All right, so we would end up having y equals -1 over 2 x plus 7 over 2. And before proceeding further, you could do a check over here. So what we can do is we can plug in 5, for example, for x, and make sure that we get a corresponding y value of 1, which we would. We'd have -5 over 2 plus 7 over 2, which would give us +2 over 2, which would give us 1. And then we could plug in -1 over here. So -1 over 2 times -1 is +1 over 2, plus 7 over 2 would give us 8 over 2, which would indeed give us 4. So we could be pretty confident this is the correct equation. Now, to put it in standard form, what we would do, multiply everything by 2 to get rid of these denominators. So we would have 2y equals -x plus 7. So bring everything over. We want to have the x in front, and we want it to be a positive leading coefficient. So this would be the equation right here of the line in standard form that goes through those 2 points right there. So now we got to find the intersection between this line and this line. And to do that, let's do substitution. So I'm going to isolate for this x over here. So that would be 7 minus 2y if I bring the 7 over, the 2y over. And I'm going to plug in this expression for this x value. So I'll have 3 times 7 minus 2y minus y plus 6 equals 0. Just let me make sure everything's all good here. Seems fine to me. So from here, notice now we have an equation in terms of one variable in terms of the y. So we could solve. So we distribute the 3 in the bracket. And then we would have, let's bring the -6y and -y over. So we'll have 21 plus 6, which would give us 27. Then we'll have 6y plus y, which would give us 7y. Divide both sides by 7. So y would be 27 over 7. That's the y value. Then we can get the x value. Let's get the x value over here because we already isolated for the x. So we'll have x equals 7 minus 2 times the y value, 27 over 7. So we'll have x equals 7 minus 54 over 7. X equals 49 over 7 minus 54 over 7. Right? Yeah. And then this would here give us -5 over 7. So that's the corresponding x value. So the point at which both of these lines intersect would be -5 over 7 and then 27 over 7. So that there is your final answer.